Hi guys, it's Mark Zicree, Mr. Sci-Fi, and in this case, Mr. Politics. And I'm probably going to be doing a few more Mr. Politics videos in the next few weeks because there's been a lot going on in our world, our strange dystopic nightmare of an American presidency that we're living through. And of course, by now, Palantir has identified me as a political terrorist because I'm talking against our fearless leader. But here's something that I'm not hearing anyone saying, and it's very curious to me because let me just kind of give it to you in kind of vague terms, and we'll talk about it. I would think if someone were on the Supreme Tribunal of a country and they had a history of basically favoring the party that they personally belong to a great degree, there would be a problem with that. For instance, among other things, giving the election to a president who did not win the election, in fact lost the election by 500,000 votes, then declaring that corporations were people and that basically unlimited anonymous money could flow into and hence corrupt both political parties. Then saying, although the Constitution is very clear that everyone should be treated equal under the law, they give immunity to the president, even though I can't think of a judgment more antithetical to the intent of the Constitution than that one. It's so obvious that immunity was never, ever, ever intended for anyone in this country when they commit crimes. So, and on and on and on, allowing racial profiling, which we now see running rampant in various parts of the country. All of these evils, and that are clearly not honest opinions, but rather corrupt opinions, biased opinions, and bought opinions, actually, when you get really dig into it, as Mr. Senator Whitehouse, Sheldon Whitehouse, has been showing us over many, many moons. So by now, of course, you've guessed what I'm leading up to. Why is no one saying that the Supreme Court justices, certainly the really far-right ones, why aren't they not being held accountable for their incredibly destructive opinions that are wrecking our country? They should be impeached, absolutely be impeached. I mean, just the fact that, Clarence Thomas was taking, all of these gifts and so forth. But more than that, the fact that these people are not acting in a conscientious manner. They are not acting in a lawful manner. They are, it's sort of like they decide the outcome before there's a fair judgment. And again, it's just that when I see around me the chaos. So it's not just Trump creating chaos. It's all of these people who are making it easy for him to create this chaos. So, it's a sad state of affairs, of course, but moving forward, I hope that we can find some path to remove these corrupt and duplicitous men and women from the courts, especially considering that during their confirmation hearings, they lied when they, on many issues, particularly abortion, and saying that they would not cast down Roe v. Wade, that it was established law. And then, of course, the first thing they did when they got on the courts was they overturned it. So it's rolling things back. When Trump says make America great again, I know that what he means is to make it like it was when he was growing up. In the 50s, black people, minorities knew their place. You could throw Mexicans out of the country with impunity. Women kept their mouths shut. White men ruled. And and the vote wasn't fair because black people didn't get to vote for the most part, particularly down south. So that's the world he wants to return us to, and is succeeding in a great degree, because that is the world that was his world, and a world of great unfairness, great corruption, great arrogance, great privilege. So these are just some of my thoughts. But if you want to start an organization to impeach some of these Supreme Court justices, I'll throw you some money and sign my name to it, and we'll see what what happens. Trump is now starting to make noises that there won't be midterm elections. That's going to be interesting to see what happens when that happens. Or God knows. It's chicanery all around. But, after the killing of Renee Good, I thought of having a button made or a t-shirt made that says, "I'm here for good." And I think all of us need to be. So that's it for now. Just a little attempt on my part to have Palantir single me out to a life of prison cages and deprivation. But hopefully that will not end up being the world that we are destined to be in. That's it. So we'll talk again real soon. Take care, guys.